Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutations to the sincere Akim that push this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. I'm going to keep this one brief, but to the point. Watch your habits. Watch your little habits, because ultimately it's the small little things that you consistently do that develop into big things that ultimately will get you in the line of fire. Watch your little habits, and that goes for me above and beyond, first and foremost, and also any brother that I would apply to. It's important to make sure that you watch your little habits. That means punctuality, the things you say, the way you spend your quote unquote leisure time, which really and truly should be towards the study of this vocation that we're called into, these scriptures. You should be using a lot of your spare time to study these scriptures, really get deep in the word, man. 2 Timothy 2:15 says, study to show thyself approved, a workman unto your Yahweh Shai, rightfully dividing the word of truth. You got to make sure that you are sharp with these scriptures, and that's why apostles always encourage us to do these video epistles during the week, because then that makes sure that we've got these scriptures ingrained in our minds. So if a scoffer like a Vocab Malone suddenly turns up, which being the devil that he is, he might do, you're ready to use the word to spiritually dice him up, man, and show him that he ain't got no business coming and messing with the men of the Lord, man. It's important, very, very, very important, man, that you sharpen your spiritual sword, because each of us are on a personal walk with Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Rakakadash, and it's important that the Lord can look upon you as a man that stood stiffly for his word and did what he had to do. It's important, highly important, that you are not lukewarm, man. What did the Lord say in the book of Revelations when he wrote to the churches at Asia Minor, man? He spoke about being lukewarm, and as a result of one of the churches being in that kind of a spirit, he said he's going to spew them out of his mouth, meaning that ultimately they have nothing to do with him, man. Understand what that means. That literally means if you are not consistently on fire for this, if your small habits mean that you get home after work and you think, yeah, I'm too tired, I've been out for 10 hours, 8 hours, and your flesh is telling you, fuck it, and you don't want to put that energy in to squeeze out that video. If maybe you can do it before you go to work, or maybe, some brothers' circumstances are different. Apostle Ramlan spoke on it. I've been in them situations where, your work demands so much out of you. The most time that you have is maybe on a Friday, or maybe the Sunday at the beginning of the week. So you do your videos in bunches or in groups. Do what you got to do, and even that goes beyond the videos. That's also just a day in the life. When you're just out and about, just traveling. Pray to Apostle Rakar speaks on this a lot. Pray to the Lord to get you to your destination safely. Pray to thank the Lord when you arrive at your destination. When you wake up, cast curses on this place. Before you go to sleep, cast curses on this place, that the Lord brings a speedy riddance and delivers you, your family, the Akim, the few sincere Akwaf. Remain consistent. Pray consistently, fervently. Stay in the spirit, because at the end of the day, this thing is all that we got, man. And it's your small habits, man, your little habits, bro, that ultimately Satan will use to turn into something big. It only takes a little speckle of snow that to continuously build up and grow, and if it's not addressed, that will then eventually turn into a massive behemoth ball that could kill somebody, if it rolls down the mountain long enough. You gotta understand, some brothers have put themselves in the past on slippery slopes, man. I've seen men higher than me in rank make stupid decisions, brother, and end up in silly situations. I've seen men around the same power as myself rise up, man, and get to places of esteem because they exercise righteous small habits consistently. And that's the thing, right? It's about consistency in this truth. It's all about consistency. Watch your small habits, man. It's important. It's highly important, man, because those little small habits are demons, man. That little thing of, I'll do the video later. Oh, shit. I just want to go outside every single day and talk to some women, and some of the bitches are out. All of that type of shit. You'll get yourself in some trouble, man. get yourself in some fucking trouble, end up with a heifer that you had no business dealing with, end up in a financial situation that, you know, you had no business being in. You know, that spirit of being a hoarder, that spirit of, you know, I gotta live life, buy everything, buy everything on credit and joy. Before you know it, you're gonna put yourself in a situation where, yo, your money runs dry and you're asking brothers for help, and brothers are looking at you funny, like, how the fuck are you always in a jam? You know, like, it's that kind of shit. You know, or like your small habits in terms of your health, like, you know, you're eating fast food all the fucking time, just every day. You're at the chicken shop or on the wine, you know. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with drinking, you know, like, at the end of the day, Yahushua was a wine bibber. The scriptures say he was so stressed out with what he was having to deal with. He was on the drink heavy. But I'm talking about, like, knowing your spirit. Because at the end of the day, Yahushua was an austere man. He drank because he was afflicted. But, yo, when it came time to do the work and to do the Father's business, he was about it. You know, some brothers will get drunk and ultimately it affects your ability in this truth. You got to make sure that don't happen. Your small habits, man. Small habits. Every single one of your small habits ultimately should lead to you being more productive for the body in this truth. And if that's not the case, then you got to drop that habit out, man. The Apostle Paul, man, one of the things for me was music. I loved music, man. Loved music. When I was in the world, music was my go-to. I was a very shy, unconfident child, and music was my way of essentially showing my worth. It was my way of essentially boosting my confidence, recording tracks and production and being around that type of energy and all of that. But hey, the Apostle Paul said, man, when I was a child, I thought as a child, when I became a man, I put away childish things. It was a hard thing for me to let go of, because it was like, for me in the world, being like that guy for music was how I finally got myself the respect of, you know, people that I was around at the time in the world, who were like just basically pretty much acknowledgement. And that's all it is at the end of the day. It's like that self-acknowledgement. It's selfish at the end of the day, man, if you don't address your small habits, because it's all about sacrificing this truth, right? And we've all got to sacrifice, man. Some brothers' sacrifices are greater than others, man. But small habits, man, the way you talk to brothers, you might be somebody that offends brothers a lot, end up in stupid situations because you just don't address your small habits. Don't learn how to stop snapping at people. Learn, you know, you call brothers stupid shit. Like, some brother, I've seen it, some brothers are out there, yo, man, nigga, you can't be calling a brother a nigga, man. Like, we ain't niggas, bro. You know, like, it's small habits, bro. Like, letting go of the old man, ultimately, man. And that's basically what it is in a summary, man. Let go of the old man. That goes for me every single day in this life. And it's not just in regards to what you might like to do. It's also your habits. Your habits. Watch your habits. Your small little habits that you do, man. You know, because brothers will notice as well, man. You know, and we all have them at the end of the day. None of us are perfect, but the emphasis of this video is watch your habits, man, and try to be the best version of yourself, yeah, for the Akim and for the truth, man. Yeah, Barakatah, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai Bashmi Kakadash, for giving us this word. Yahweh Shemi Hawashai Barakatah to the Akim. Kwame Ashala. Shalom.